Hello, how y'all doing? This is Antoine Hunter, also known as PurpleFireCrow. I'm thoroughly excited to be here with you today. Before we start, I want to acknowledge the land of the Ohlone people here in Oakland, California. Also home of the Black Panther. My visual description: I have ebony locks. Now has eclipsed 3 feet long, resting over my back shoulders. I have a bushy beard. And I have that beautiful milk chocolate skin, dark chocolate skin. Got it from my mama. I'm wearing a gray t-shirt with yellow print saying #Deaf Woke. I have a long drape red background. I'm really thoroughly excited to present our 2 amazing interpreters. Where are they at? I see my 2 interpreters. We have Amber. She said, "I'm happy to be here today." My other interpreter, Jay. These are my beautiful people. Thank you so much for supporting us today. Love. They are beautiful, right? And guess what? So are you. So today, Thursday, August 19th, 2021. Let me let you know, I'm tired. However, I'm blessed. This past weekend, we had the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival. Hopefully you had a chance to watch it. It was the bomb. Woo! Oh, we had just incredible salient talents, leaders in our community. We had poetry in sign language. It was a blessing. I hope you had a chance to tune in. However, today, well, okay, see a few comments. So, but today, I get to share a little bio about our next guest. So today we have Miss Denise Saunders Thompson. She is the chief executive director of International Association of Black Deaf Dance. She has extensive experience in nonprofit and for-profit established or startup organizations. She has advised organizations on administrative programming and fundraising issues, including strategic plans, policies. She's been doing this for over 25 years of experience in arts administration and management, practices for private nonprofit organization. Currently, Denise is the president and chief executive officer of the International Association of Blacks in Dance, Incorporated. Ms. Saunders, and she's DD Saunders and Incorporation, just full of cultural and art. She keeps busy. See, the comprehensive fine arts advisory firm, affirming artist management. consulting and productive services. She's recently held the position of a professional lecturer at American University of Graduates of Arts. She has 17 years experience at Howard University, engaging in different positions in theater and art and various forms of performance. She's director of the theater art and manager as well. She's a co-founder of the Playwrights. She's also a business manager. And she's a proud mother of Colleen. She holds an MFA from the University of California and a BFA from the Howard University in Theater Arts and Administration. She's also involved in Women of Color of Arts. Please, 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 the amazing, the incredible Miss Denise Saunders Thompson.
Thank you, Antoine. Oh, I love you. I love you.
Man, it's amazing to see you.
Amazing to see you.
I'm over the moon excited to see you.
I wish we were in person. Oh, I wish we were in person.
My first question for you, man, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's been a minute and a journey, but I'm good. My family is good. IABD, my organization, is doing really well. And my immediate family, my mom, she's in Connecticut. I haven't seen her yet. We haven't been able to travel yet, but she's doing well also. So I'm good.
Great. There's some people out there, that are deaf, deaf-blind. Would you provide us your visual description?
Absolutely. And I also do a land acknowledgement as well. I'm currently in Washington, D.C., on the land of the Piscataway and Anacostia people. And I'm actually residing currently on the campus of Howard University. So at some point, you may hear some music or some singing or some students in the background because the students are out practicing here on the yard and in the building. I'm currently in the College of Fine Arts on the campus today. My visual background, I am a brown-skinned African-American woman. My hair is pulled back in this little bun behind me. I have on some earrings that are round and dangly, and they're made of metal and are of a bronze burgundy color. I have on burgundy lipstick, and I have on a shirt that is collarless, but has a purplish color to it. And I'm sitting in a chair, a gray chair, and behind me is a blank wall. And I, again, am so happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So some people were wondering, if our type of guest that we have on this show today, we live in the world together. We learn from each other. We are individuals. We have ways to understanding and empathizing, communicating with the world, communicating through dance, and communicating with the world of business, and we got that Black people,
Mm-hmm.
As a leader, I've learned so much, and your teaching has always been and will always be with me forever. So we get the opportunity to speak to the world today.
All right.
Have you ever been interviewed by a deaf person?
No, this is my first time.
And I think it's interesting. So a deaf person interviewing a hearing person, but hearing people that interview deaf people all the time. It's about having a conversation. So thank you for being brave and joining us today.
Thank you.
You have a plethora of careers. What's been your biggest passion in life?
What I'm doing now, I am blessed. I am really blessed because I discovered at a young age what it is I was placed on this earth to do. And it actually started as a young person growing up in Connecticut and having parents who had the courage to say to me, follow your dream. And my dream was always in the performing arts. When I was a young person, I knew I wanted to either sing, dance, act. That's what I did. I started off dancing and growing up, singing in the church choir, participating in the school plays, and then making the decision when it was time to go to college to pursue my passion on the collegiate level. And when I came to Howard University, I was the first musical theater major. But somewhere in my first year, I discovered the business of the arts and the value of determining and being in charge, but also having a voice and a say in representing so many talented people piqued my interest. And so I changed my major my second year of college here at Howard to theater arts administration. And I was like, okay, I was bit by the bug, as they say. I was. And administration to me is still a creative process. And so I think of myself as a creative arts administrator because the work that we do supports the work that we see on stage. So as you just stated, we're always working together. There's no you without me. There's no me without you.
I agree. There's no you without me. I totally agree with that. If I can help you grow, then I'll grow myself.
Exactly.
And then we both grow together.
Yes.
The growth is a blessing.
We're always evolving, and we should always evolve.
Yes, evolving, learning. People think about the business not as the art, or people think of the art not as the business, about the art administration. And so you've you are empowering people, combining the worlds together. So you've been involved in Howard University. Wherever you go, you've been in several different organizations, whether it's small or private organizations or large incorporations. You founded the Dance Incorporation. You built a team. Finding your organization. How did that go? How did that feel?
Well, let me say that our gifts have value. And so we have to be clear about the value of our art form. And so your question is really right on point, because I recognize the value of the art. And it really pained me to see artists being taken advantage of and literally, used without being valued in the way that they should be. The contributions that artists provide to society are immeasurable. They are immeasurable. And that has value that we can never, it just has, there's a tremendous value to that. And so as I began to think about organizations that I could become involved with and support, this organization in particular, the International Association of Blacks in Dance, was one that really valued and continued to be a voice for Black dancers. And specifically, 5 women really shepherded this organization for many, many, many years. And through their blood, sweat, and tears, this organization has evolved into a leader in the field. It supports many. It's intergenerational, and it is home and family. And what's most important is that every member, every person, every entity that intersects with this organization places value on the work of those who are a part and those who are not. And we invite everyone in to be a part. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's how I got started. It's just recognizing that.
Yes. How long has IABD, International Association Black Dance, how long has that organization been going on?
We are currently celebrating 30 years. Yay!
Yeah.
But prior to the formation of the actual association, Black folks have been gathering together and dancing together for many, many years. So the people who have been around and who have been dancing for decades, I'll say this, centuries, really have been the catalyst for the actual formation of the organization. So all of the gatherings actually predate the existence of the association, which was born in 1991. But prior to that, there were conferences that were happening. There were gatherings that were happening in a more informal way. Let's get together and have a conversation. I'm having this issue. Have you dealt with it? Could you help me? That type of camaraderie and support within the community predates the actual formation and formalization, I'll say, of the association itself, back to the 60s and 70s, and probably before then.
Do you have one of the fondest moments of being part of IABD?
Yes, I do. I sure do. It was, gosh, let me see. This is 2021. So 2010, when I was elected the next executive director and chair of the organization, and it happened in Philadelphia at a conference and festival. So 2010 is a landmark year for me in this organization.
Tremendous. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're an incredible leader. I don't know if those who are watching don't know that. And I've been involved in IABD, and it's a blessing. Those conferences are...
They're magical.
Yeah, I attended the homecoming. So that's what it feels like. You know, I'm involved in several different organizations, but to have a predominant, powerful Black organization, I felt welcome. You know, as a deaf person. I mean, you've already answered part of my question. Prior to me, had you involved or met or encountered, or what's your experience working with the deaf community?
Well, actually, that's a great question, because as a professor here at Howard back in the late 90s and 2000s, we did a collaboration with Gallaudet University. So Howard is in Washington, D.C., Gallaudet University is in Washington, D.C., and we did a collaboration in dance and theater here at the university. One of our former students, Jaron, what's Jaron's last name? You might know him, Jaron. Oh boy, it'll come to me. His mother works at Gallaudet, and he's also a sign interpreter here in the area, and also an amazing dancer. He is a hearing dancer. However, he also has family members who are not. And so he has really been that link to the deaf community here as part of the Howard University community as well. So I did have the opportunity, and it was an amazing experience then, just like this one is now. Jaron, I got to think of his last name. It's with an F. Yes. I'm trying to think. It'll come to me anyway. Jaron, if you're watching. No.
I'm sure, it's on the tip of your tongue. I'm sure it'll pop up when you least expect it. Maybe we might interview him in the future.
Yes, he would be great to have on your show.
Yes, thank you. Have you worked with the deaf community, individuals that identify as disabled? What's kind of your hope to learn through these communities?
This is something that you and I had started to talk about, and really I want to work more to do. IBD has work to do and has partnerships and collaborations that need to take place between our communities. I'm not even going to stand here and pretend like we don't. I'm not, because there is an opportunity for us to learn from one another and create work together. Many times we kind of go to the go-to people, and it's time for us to really spread our wings and look internally at who is right here within community. And you are someone who's in community that we haven't really had the chance to work with in an artistic and collaborative space. And that's very important to me. And that really needs to happen. There's support that I often talk about. I think, a year ago or so, I think I sent you and Donna an email, and I was like, what can we do? We need to work together. I want to support you. This organization wants to support this community that we know exists, that we kind of, quite honestly, jump in and out of, but don't have a real relationship like this that needs to be very present. And so it's something we need to work on. We need to figure out, like, what is it, and make sure that we continue to grow, partner, collaborate, all the words, evolve, work together. Like, we need to establish something that is meaningful, long lasting, and that is really a pipeline and a way for us to continue to create art together, to work art together, and to empower and uplift. It's a thing. We need to work on it. Jerron Gilchrist. Remember, see, you said it would happen. Jerron Gilchrist. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think I know who that is. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Black dancers, artists. What do you feel? What's the biggest thing that you've noticed in connection to Black dancers? Barriers, like ways that we can support. What are some things that you've identified? I hope you understand what you feel me.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I think the biggest thing for Black dancers right now, honestly, is the ability for us to find the synergies between the different forms of dance that we are all creating and working on. Sometimes we work very siloed, and in the silos, we don't actually get the opportunity to look beyond who our kind of immediate community or group that we're working with. And many a times I find in conversations that I'm having, oh, wait, I know of someone who's exploring something that might be relative to what you're doing. Do you know about them? Are you interested in connecting? 9 times out of 10, absolutely, but we don't know about someone else's work and the potential for us to really collaborate and partner together. And I find that a lot in our community. We are all busy. We're all creatives. We're right now all trying to save our organizations. But is there this tangible, possible way for us to really connect and support one another? I've said this quite often in speaking with predominantly white institutions about connective tissue and the network. So actually making the net work for us. We need to also do that within our community and really build a much stronger partnership, and again, a synergy and connection to support one another.
Yeah, I often say, artists, they need a space to feel safe, opportunities. They need financing. There's not a lot of funding that supports black dancers or organizations. And there just seems to be mountains of barriers, walls that we have to break through. And I'm hoping that that changes. And like you mentioned, the network. So making the network for us, evolving. Sticking together, sticking with Black organizations. Yes.
That's so true, because as you know, literally in the last 4 to 5 years, IABD has received significant funding to support its community. And that's only, been because we finally were able to have some conversations with a funder who listened, but not only listened, but also wanted to learn. And you don't normally find that. Now you do, in the midst of the times, right? George Floyd's murder shifted many people's thinking. But prior to that, this organization was a volunteer-led association. People were not giving money to a Black dance service organization because the predominantly white institution, Dance USA, was doing the work, but only to a certain extent. And so we have to really press upon the philanthropic community to fund differently, to engage with us differently, to listen, be willing to listen, be willing to learn. Because I'm sorry, y'all, there is so much money out there. And the crabs in the barrel mentality does not need to exist in our community, because there is money for everyone. I believe that. And you know why I believe that? Because my ancestors, your ancestors, they died for this country. They worked for this country. They made other people extremely rich. And that money, as I often say, needs to be given back to those who died for it. And I know that's kind of strong language, but this pandemic has been something else.
No, bring it. Come on. Come on. Come on. This show is deaf woke. Come on.
Well, let's just...
We need to wake up, right?
Yes. Let me just really quickly, when the pandemic hit and our community stopped working, we all of a sudden saw in this country these foundations and the government literally open up those deep vaults, and the money, show me the money, what they say, where the money reside, there was money that just started coming out of nowhere to save people, to provide money for us to continue to live. That money is from our ancestors. It's on the backs and it's the blood of our ancestors. I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I think of, the old white dude with the keys going down the steps and unlocking those vaults and then just passing it up the stairs so that people can, have access to it. We saw institutions, philanthropic institutions, in 1 week put together an artistic fund for recovery for our community in 1 week, millions of dollars for us to access. 1 week. Now, y'all know when we do those grants, it takes them like 3 months to get back to us. They put that together in 1 week. So let's not, let's press on this philanthropic community. Let's press on these folks that have the dollars to say, give the money back, give it back fairly, give it back equitably, and let's begin to change our minds and our thoughts and our hearts about who really needs the support.
Yeah. And, you know, you had mentioned something earlier that they have to be willing to learn, willing to listen. And I live by the motto that all because you can hear doesn't mean you know how to listen.
Right.
So we need people to be willing to listen. And it's like you said in the beginning, there's no you without me, and there's no me without you. Yes, and we need to help each other grow. You know, husband, wife, husband, a husband, husband, a wife, family. You know, it's the balance. Sometimes it's on me. Sometimes I got to work a little bit more harder for the family, and then sometimes I'm going to need to rely on you, you know, to help out with the family. You know.
Yes.
And that's what the dance world is. You know, we take turns on supporting each other. You know, our Black people, you know, they've earned this, ancestors. You know, for Black, you know, art, you know, this world. You know, some people have, you know, when you know. So what happened? You know, what do you think would happen? What would you think would happen in the future if we gave this money to our Black dancers?
Let me just say this. You said something just a moment ago. This world, and I mean this, the world does not move without Black creativity. The world does not move without Black creativity. It doesn't. So, what does that mean? That means everything that we touch, that we do, that we create affects all things. It does. It does. And so we are foundational people because it all springs from us. Let's go back to Africa, y'all. Let's take it back to the motherland. It's deeply rooted, and we are the seeds. We are the seeds. And so that's why there is such sometimes momentum to hold us back, to hold us down, to make us think that we are inferior, that we cannot be leaders, that we have to be submissive. When you sit in the theater and we are on stage, I mean, I don't know how you all feel, but the hairs on my arms, it doesn't matter. When you and Zanya performed in Dayton, Ohio a few years ago, I mean, I literally was just on the edge of my seat. The slightest movement, I felt it. The eye, the fingertips, the extension of the hand, that's power. And I'm going to say this, white people know it. They can't match it. We really are magical people. We are. And unfortunately, they have figured out a way to snuff that out. So if all of us were funded, if all of us had the resources, yes, Yes, Brandy, black magic. Yes, it's true. It is so true.
Yes, true, true indeed. I was watching an interview with a gentleman named Michael. Oh, with Michelle Obama. Interpreter error. Yeah, there was an interview that she provided at the White House. My mind, it was an out of body experience. Black people, one of the most powerful positions in the USA is the president. So I just want to, your truth. Thank you. And we need that truth. Thank you for being raw. People need to wake up. Black people need to know. Black deaf people need to know. If the things you're sharing today, they may have never heard today. It's critical, the information you're sharing today. There are the black people working in different places, and you, my Lord, how are you maintaining this much energy with everything that you're doing? How do you keep it going?
I have a family that supports me. I'll tell you this short story really quickly. My husband, before we got married, courted me. And you know what that courtship entailed? Him sitting in the theater while I did my thing. So he understands my love and my passion and the drive for the work that I do. Because I told him, I was like, if you're going to date me, you're going to have to come to the theater. You're going to have to come and see what I do. I'm just not out. Right? I'm not out in the streets every night. I'm in the theater doing my work. But I couldn't do this without my family. My family, my husband and my son, they allow me to be the person who I am and do the work that I love to do and support me in it 100%. I mean, I couldn't do it without them. I couldn't. So I love them. I love them to death.
That's wonderful. Who's your role model?
Gosh, people ask me that question, and I don't have an answer. I mean, I learn from people. Like who's my role model? My mom. My mom. But there's no one that like comes to mind because I learn from people. It's important that we get to know and understand people, period. And as we are encountering them, you pick up certain things from everyone and you create that space for yourself. There isn't someone who I have said, like, I want to be exactly like them. I've said there's a quality about this person that I like, and that I'm going to just take that piece and incorporate it into the person that I want to become. And there's a person over here that I like, and I love the way they do that and their frame of thinking. And that I think is something I can use to better myself. But I don't have like just one person. There's many mentors in my life and many figures in my life who I admire and I learn from and help to just evolve and build, I guess, my being, my person, to being a better person. It's a journey. And during COVID, it sure as heck been a journey.
So we have a few questions left. I know your time is precious.
It's all right. I'm enjoying this.
Huh. What? Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to pose this question, Nick. Probably. What does deaf dance mean to you? What is your perspective of deaf dance? That's a tough one, yeah?
That is a tough one. That's a good question. It's dance. It's dance. It doesn't, like the qualifier doesn't matter to me. The deaf part doesn't matter to me. The dance matters to me. Does it touch me? Does it make me feel? Am I understanding what you're expressing? Am I connecting with you? That part doesn't matter to me. Is there beauty in what I see on stage? Am I in the moment with you? That's the dance. That's the art. That's the piece. You know, we have the ability to tell the story without speaking. Dancers are powerful people. Powerful people. Period. What other art form allows us to speak without speaking? Allows us to express without vocalizing or even signing? It's the movement. It's the feeling. It's the emotion. It's the storytelling. That's the beauty of it.
Mm. Yes. You're an incredibly special person. So I thank you. And the International Association of Deaf Black Dance. You know, with that organization, is it challenging to, you know, find, you know, interpreters, having to meet interpreters or, you know, be involved in the deaf community, especially, you know, Black deaf dancers? We need a space to share our art. You know, we understand. Like for example, me growing up, you know, I lived in different worlds. You know, deaf people of my community, you know, they looked at me like I'm, you know, I'm black. But deaf black or the black people of my community look at me like I'm black or I'm deaf, rather. So like I balance in between those worlds. So, and you know, myself, it's incredible. It's been a joy to be black, deaf, and be a dancer.
Mm.
You know, IABD provides a place to be able to share your story. And I invite everyone to participate, be involved in, to tune in to IABD and the other organization. You had mentioned that, you know, your mom is your role model. You look up to them, and there's a lot of people you look up to. That there isn't just one, and you know you have several people who's influenced you. So now our next segment, I welcome you to our game show. It's called Name These People.
Okay, Antoine, don't have me out here. Okay, let's do this.
Don't worry.
I'm ready. Come on.
You know, it's all about educating each other.
That's right. Come on, let's do this.
So you have two options. You can name them, or you can guess what they do, or you know you can just guess what they do.
Okay.
So I'll be providing a visual description of each of the individuals.
Okay.
So actually, she was on our show last week. The visual description is a picture of an Indian female, appears in a beautiful outside of the garden with some pink flowers behind her. She has a salt and pepper short hair, wearing silver bindi on her forehead, gold earrings on her ears to match her gold necklace. Who is she?
Oh, I don't know who she is, but she's obviously a dancer. And she's
Yeah.
Indian.
Yes.
And okay, Kavita
Yep. Kavita
Papalia.
Papila. Yep.
Papalia.
She's a deaf dancer. Native from India. Is the Global Deaf Aid Foundation executive director. Mother. So the reason why I brought her name up is because she was on our show last week.
Okay.
She does so much, especially in the nations of Africa. And our next, so just to let you know, these might be a guest for me as well.
Okay.
A visual description: a picture of an African American male stands next to smoky white brick walls, holding hands to look at the camera and smiling. He has a bald head, looking handsome with a pair of silver rounded eyeglasses and a thin black beard. Who is he?
He looks like he could be your brother. We all kind of have the same frame of the face. He does, but we're all brothers and sisters. I don't know who this is, but he's a business person. Okay.
Yep,
Oh,
named
yeah,
Christopher,
Georgia.
also
Okay.
known as C.J. Johnson. He's in the Washington, D.C. area. Hopefully you have opportunity of meeting him as well. He's an incredible mentor, role model leader, inspirational writer. So I do hope in the near future you get the opportunity of meeting him.
I've seen her before.
This picture is of an African-American female, stands with her arms folding, wearing a black golf cap and a black eye-framed eyeglasses with her golden brown hair on her shoulders. You said you've seen her before.
I have. I don't know her name. I've seen her before. Oh, man. Okay. I don't know. What's her name?
Her name is Jade Bryan. She's deaf, a native of New York City. I think you may have. You may have met her once, a long time ago.
Has she done something at the Apollo? Has she worked at the Apollo Theater before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This picture of an African-American male has a black, short, soft, curly haircut, trimmed black goatee, wearing a small silver hoop, earring, a black suit jacket with a white collar. Who is he?
That could definitely be your brother, but no. Isn't he a Wayans? Is that one of the Wayans? I don't know. Who is that? He's an actor.
Yeah.
Marlon? Sean. Okay, no. Sean. Okay. I was close.
Yep. He's a hearing actor, native of New York, and he was on this show In Living Color.
That was during my time when I was growing up. Oops.
Ooh. Oh.
There was one more girl. One woman.
One moment as we have technical difficulties.
That's okay. That's okay. She had on a red blouse with a black sweater and a thing in her hair. She had a scarf on her head, or what do you call those things?
Can you all see it?
No, we can't see it. Well, I can't see it.
Come on, come on, come on. Bring it back, bring it back. All right. Ready? You know what it is. The tech, you know.
It's fine. It's fine. There we go. That wasn't the other picture, but I'll take this one.
There's a picture of an African-American male holds his tap brown leather shoes on his left hand while another tap shoe in his right hand arm holding. He has a medium long carefree locks, full stubbed beard. So who is he?
That's the tap man, Savion Glover. I worked with him. He's phenomenal.
Yep. Savion Glover is hearing. He's a native of Newark, New Jersey, an American tap dancer, actor, and choreographer. This is a picture of African-American female appears behind a white blinds to sit and hugging herself, and gold hoop earring peeks out of her right ear. She has in her long micro braided ponytail with long braids in the front of her shoulders. Who is she?
That's a Figgins girl. Which one? Dion? Yes. Is it Dion or is it the other sisters? There's three. They all grew up here in DC, went to Ellington.
They all look the same.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Which one is this? It's not Dion, is it?
I'll give you a little help on this one.
Oh, give me some.
She's deaf.
I know. Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha Figgins.
Yes.
She identifies as hard of hearing, native of Washington, D.C., a ballet dancer and contemporary ballet teacher. She's also known for the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. She was involved in the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival, the 2020 festival. She's incredible. This is a picture of African-American male, appears in his black, kinky, curly afro haircut with shaved sides, has his black eye-frame glasses, and has black trimmed goatee, wearing deeply orange shirt. Who is he?
I don't know who this is. I don't. Oh, no.
Me too. Who is this? Oh, yeah. Jeremy Lee Stone.
Okay.
Deaf, a native of New York, American Sign Language instructor, social media platform called ASL Storyteller. Oh, I know who this is. Yeah. There's one more. Oh, my friend. There's a visual description of black and white picture of an Indian female stands against the post office pole mailbox with her folded arms, looking at the camera and grinning. She has long hair to her shoulders, wears a jacket with her tote bag over her shoulders, and black pants. Who is she?
I don't know.
What do you think she does for a living?
Well, she's probably a dancer, right? You're in dance. Is she in dance?
Yes, she does. She's fond of yoga. She lives in Northern California. Works at DreamWorks as a graphic designer. She's been credited for a few movies like Kung Fu Panda,
Wow.
and Puss in Boots.
Okay. Those are really amazing people.
That's what I was hoping you would say. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I use this moment to learn that we can learn together. Black history, is only once a month. I mean, really, Black history is every day. Yeah, so being that it's every day, I use this moment. I know we only have so much time left. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I want to leave some time for the audience for a little Q&A. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, audience, this is your time. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat box. This is the segment called Ask Denise Saunders Thompson Anything. Oh, I'll bless you during this moment. Oh. I definitely saw one question. Where's the money reside? Noah?
Anywhere you can find it.
That's true. So question is, I feel dancers are often underestimated. What advice do you have for dancers to advocate for themselves?
That's a great question. One of the things that I often talk about, particularly in our field, is the fact that we are often only thought about within the art form, that dancers typically don't have a voice, that you just continue to dance and don't say anything. We have to break that cycle and that culture and that thinking, because we are often told to be quiet and just dance, that you have a voice, that you should not remain quiet. We oftentimes think about being penalized for speaking up. Speak up. Speak up. If the person or the organization that you are involved with or are engaged with really cares about your work, your voice will matter. If they tell you they don't want to listen and they don't want you to speak up, you've got a decision to make. So advocating certainly means speaking up for yourself, but also the organization has a responsibility and an obligation to listen to what you have to say. And so I often say, what does that mean to you as an artist working for a particular organization? Do they respect you? Do they listen to you? Do they allow for you? And I mean that, allow for you, that's a strong word, but do they allow for you to utilize your voice without there being any type of backlash or any type of repercussions if you don't agree? And so we do have to step out there and be strong and be very clear about whatever the matter or the situation may be, or what it is you have to say. And sometimes there is penalty, and we also have to be prepared for that too.
Question is, what is a good advice for starting professional dance company as a Black deaf dance company founder yourself?
Oh, wow. Stay in it. Oftentimes, you're going to be told no. And Antoine, I know you know, and most people who are leading organizations know there are going to be more no's than yeses. And so you have to push through the no's in order to get to the one big yes. And that's very tough. I could tell you, the number of grants we've written, the number of asks and conversations that we have had that didn't garner us anything, but that one conversation, that one opportunity garnered many. So it's really just sticking in there, believing in your work, believing in the purpose and the goals of what you're doing, and just continuing to just to do it. Do it. Don't let anybody steal your dream. Don't let anybody take away the spirit, the dance, the drive. If that's what you want, push through. It's gonna be tough. I know this is like, we always say these kind of like pep talks and advice, but it really is, it is keep pushing. Just continue to keep pushing. And if you have the opportunity, find people who believe in the work that you're doing and work together in a unit, because you're gonna need that support. You're gonna need the support to continue moving forward.
So when's the next International Black Dance Conference?
Well, we were supposed to be having another one in 2022, and we're not. There's still too much uncertainty right now, and our industry is not back at capacity. So we are pushing back to 2023, January of 2023. And it will actually take place outside of the country. We'll be in Toronto, Canada. It's cold in Canada in January, I know. But there's going to be a whole lot of Black people together, so there'll be plenty of heat on the stage.
How about your social media handle we can follow? Well, hold on. Oh, I can answer that one.
Hey.
So yes, you can follow Denise Saunders Thompson on her website and social media. Her website is www.iabdassociation.org. Her IG and Twitter account is at IABDINC. And her Facebook, you can find her at IABD Black Dance. You know, what do you love to cook?
Well, my family is interesting. I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian, but my son and my husband eat meat. So I cook 2 different meals when I cook. So for myself, I am from Connecticut originally, everyone. So I grew up around the water and I love seafood. So I love fish. I love shrimp. I love crabs. I love lobster. I love scallops. I love oysters. I love fish, seafood. So I eat a lot of seafood and I cook that for myself. But I have a 14-year-old and I had a 50-something-year-old in my house who eat turkey. So, and chicken and steak. So I cook that for them too. So it's kind of a weird menu in my house all the time because it's like, well, we got to go somewhere where we can both eat. And we're always navigating that food conversation. So what do you want for food tonight? Well, what do you want? Do they have? Okay, then we could eat there.
So, do you feel this new relationship and active listening from the founders will last?
Oh, that's a great question. The world moves in like these circles, and this moment is a cyclical moment because I've heard from those who have been doing this work prior to me. So my founders and members of my community of the older generation talk about this kind of being a repeat cycle. What I feel is different about this cycle, however, is that we spoke up. Someone asked a question about advocating. We advocated as a community, as a people, loud and clear. And there was a moment that took the life of a man, but catapulted us in a way that, from what I hear from our elders, has been different, has touched people differently, has moved people to think and act differently. Though not everyone has gotten on that boat, but there's a larger majority of folks who are now thinking and listening actively to voices that they normally would not have been listening to before. So I'm hopeful, I'm real hopeful that this is a shift permanently. Though the cycle will continue, there's been a shift permanently.
So we have two more questions.
Mm-hmm.
What are some opportunities for deaf dancers and professionals within your organization?
Well, we have a number of programming activities, and I'm really glad this question was asked. As I mentioned before, I was able to see Antoine and Zanya perform on the stages of the conference and festival in Dayton, Ohio in 2019. So there are performance opportunities for all organizations. It doesn't matter who you are, the art that you do, the form that you practice, there's an opportunity, a performance opportunity for dancers, for companies. There's opportunities to participate with workshops and seminars and classes to teach. There's a lot of opportunities. In addition, we have programmatic, we have programs that involve master classes. There's auditions that occur for other companies as well. We are a service organization. And so we really try to listen to what's happening in the community, respond to that, but also try and keep our pulse, our finger on the pulse of what are the needs and how might we be able to assist in addressing them and or creating opportunities for dancers, period.
I think we have one more. Does your site have a list of grants and supporting information?
Yes, it does. If you go to the resources tab on the website, you'll see a drop down and you'll be able to, what does the tab say? I think it says dance resources, but you'll click there and you'll see a whole host of information on funders, on institutions, on agencies, across the board for dancers.
Actually, I want to use this time to show a little video.
Okay.
That group was epic, period. We just knew we'd hit our stride. But then everything changed. No more touring, no more performances, no more training, no more dancing. Who could have known that when we went home in March, it would be for the rest of the year?
Enemy, enemy. I just need just find a bit.
Dancing. Who could have known that when we went home in March?
And we're having some tech things going on, but I definitely want some people to see that video.
That is the end of the year video. My team came up with that video, and it really was a summation just of all of, a recap of what we went through throughout the COVID year. When they sent the script to me, it really touched my heart.
Ahmaud Arbery, Ronnie Arnold, Othello Dallas, George Floyd, Lewis Johnson, Paula Kelly, John Lewis, Bessie Pruitt, Joan Sanders, David St. Charles, Breonna Taylor, Marcus White, and so many more. We made it through 2020 by leaning on each other. We won't go back to normal because normal is not enough. We deserve more. You deserve more. You are the reason dance thrives here. So keep creating, keep innovating, keep showing up, because the only way forward is together.
Wonderful. Do you have any final words or thoughts?
This has been an amazing night talking with you. And I miss you so much. I really do. I don't have much to say. I think the video that you showed really summarizes how I feel right now about what's happening in the world, and where we, as Black people, Black creatives, particularly in dance, we just have to keep going. We have to lean on one another. We have to support one another. And I am so proud to be shepherding this organization during this time. The people who are part of this association, the people who are part of this community, we said it earlier, it's Black magic. We are a special people. We are a special people. Keep creating.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. Being brave and talking to our Black Deaf community, BIPOC community, and even the hearing community. And those who maybe interact with the deaf community. So thank you so much. Thank you for bringing your Black magic. Thank you for bringing it to the space. It's been a blessing. I'll see you soon.
We will see each other soon. Thank you.
I would like to share my final thought. Before I even say anything, wow, what a blessing. As a Black deaf dancer and person myself, I often don't feel welcomed as an artist. We need a space to feel like it's a homecoming for the hearing community, those who are leaders. Please be comfortable inviting and learning new things, learning how to grow. It's like what Denise said. There's no you without me. There's no me without you. If you grow, then I grow, and we grow together. Black is beautiful. It's true. Black is beautiful. And let's go and celebrate that, uplift that. I invite you all to become members of the International Association of Black Deaf Dance. To learn how to fund your own and found your own organization. There's no limit to what you can do. Hopefully you can capture some of that energy that Denise has. Please participate, collaborate. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I need to say thank you to, of course, Denise Saunders Thompson, the interpreters, the audience, Hal Round, Drop Labs, and everyone, you who are watching. Thank you, Zula, for watching. You guys are all a blessing. Come on now. Where my likes at? Come on. Where my heart's at? Thank you. Thank you all. So much love. Oh, of course. Thank you to Popfish, who designed this t-shirt. If you can, please donate to Urban Jazz Dance Company. This platform, this Deaf Woke is not free. There are admin costs, interpreters, other costs to continue this show. Please, if you love this show and if you can, contribute to Real Urban Jazz Dance Company.com. Come on now, where my likes at? Where my heart's at? Let me see those clicks. This is not the end, but until next time, peace. Love. I'm out. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where's my music at?